You told a small lie today. Maybe you don't remember it. Maybe it felt like nothing. You said the food was great when it wasn't. You said you were fine when you weren't. And for 1/5 of a second, before you even finished the sentence, your face did something you didn't choose and couldn't stop. You didn't feel it happen. Nobody around you consciously noticed it either. But it happened. Your face told the truth for exactly 40 milliseconds, and then your lie caught up and covered it. This is not a metaphor. It's a documented, measurable event. And once you understand it, you will never watch another human face the same way again. Let's start with what your brain thinks lying actually is. Your brain did not evolve for boardrooms or first dates or text messages you almost sent. It evolved for small bands of people who depended on each other to survive. In that world, deception was rare and it was dangerous. If you got caught lying to your tribe, the cost wasn't embarrassment, it was exile. And exile for a species that cannot survive alone was often a death sentence. So your face became a kind of built-in polygraph, not to catch other people, to stop you. Here's the part that surprises most people. Every emotion you feel, even ones you're actively trying to hide, fires a signal to the same set of 43 muscles in your face. Anger, fear, contempt, joy, disgust. These aren't invented reactions. They're ancient ones. And they don't wait for permission. The psychologist Paul Ekman spent decades studying this. He and his colleague Wallace Friesen filmed thousands of hours of human faces and found something remarkable. Before a person consciously decides how to arrange their expression, a flash of the true emotion appears. It lasts between a 20th and a 25th of a second. Ekman called it a micro-expression. Most people never see it in real time. Your eyes are too slow, but cameras aren't. Think about that. Somewhere between the thought and the lie, there's a gap. And in that gap, for less time than it takes to blink, your real feeling escapes. And what does it actually look like? When someone is concealing contempt, one corner of the mouth tightens and lifts, just slightly, just on one side. When someone is concealing fear, the upper eyelids rise and the eyebrows pull up and together, forming a shape almost nobody can fake convincingly. When someone is concealing disgust, the nose wrinkles and the upper lip rises, an ancient reflex borrowed from something much older than lying. It's the same face your ancestors made when they smelled spoiled meat. Your brain still uses it when it encounters something it finds morally rotten. You've been making these faces your entire life. So has everyone you've ever spoken to. You just never had the eyes to catch them. But here's where it gets stranger. Lying isn't only a facial event, it's a full-body cognitive event, and it's expensive. The psychologist DePaulo, after reviewing hundreds of studies on deception, found that people tell an average of 1 or 2 lies a day, and most of them are small, forgettable, socially lubricating lies, not villain lies, human lies. But even small lies tax the brain in a specific and measurable way. Why? Because telling the truth is cognitively cheap. Your brain simply retrieves what happened. Lying is expensive. Your brain has to do at least 3 things at once. It has to suppress the true story. It has to construct a false one that's internally consistent. And it has to monitor your own face, voice and body in real time to make sure nothing leaks. That's a lot of simultaneous work for an organ that likes to take shortcuts. This cognitive load shows up in ways you've probably noticed without naming. Slightly longer pauses before answering. Fewer hand gestures because the brain is too busy managing the story to also manage the hands. Blink rate that either drops sharply during the lie or spikes right afterward, like a small release valve. Pitch that rises almost imperceptibly because the vocal cords tense along with everything else. None of these signs on their own prove someone is lying. This matters because it's where most people go wrong. The researcher Aldert Vrij has spent much of his career testing whether humans can actually detect lies just by watching for classic tells like avoided eye contact or fidgeting. His findings are humbling. In controlled studies, most people, including trained professionals like police officers and customs agents, perform only slightly better than chance at spotting deception using intuition alone. Slightly better than a coin flip, which raises an odd question. If lying leaks through the face, why are we so bad at catching it? Because you're not built to hunt for lies in isolated moments. You're built to notice patterns over time, in people you know well, in contexts you understand. A stranger's face for 3 seconds on a screen gives your ancient detection system almost nothing to work with. But your mother's face, after 20 years of watching it, gives your brain an enormous dataset. That's why you can often tell when someone close to you is upset before they say a single word. Not magic. Pattern recognition trained over thousands of hours you don't remember collecting. Here's the twist that reframes everything you just learned. The system you have for detecting other people's lies is weak, but the system inside you that resists telling your own lies is remarkably strong. That flash of true emotion, the micro-expression, the tension in the voice, the pause before the sentence, all of it is your own nervous system trying to stop you from breaking the social contract that once kept your ancestors alive. In other words, your face isn't betraying you to other people nearly as often as it's betraying you to yourself. So the next time you feel that tiny hesitation before a polite lie, that flicker of resistance before you say the food was great or you're totally fine, notice it. That hesitation is not a flaw in your personality. It's a system built over hundreds of thousands of years, quietly doing its job, trying to keep you honest with the people you depend on. You'll never fully see it in the mirror. It moves too fast for that. But it's there every single day, in every small lie you tell and every truth you almost don't. Your face has been telling on you since before language existed. It just took this long for you to notice.